What's up, hobby friends, and welcome back to Paint Bravely, the podcast where you can find a little bit of encouragement, discover new ways to make your hobby more fun, and most importantly, learn to paint bravely. All right, so we've got some hobby stuff to talk about, some cats in the background, which, you know, I keep telling Brent, you got to give the people what they want. The cat is front and center this week. So we're gonna start on that and head on over to Brent, see what's going on, what you've been doing, what you've been up to.
All right, I got some important updates over here. I just want to let everybody know I did get my order from Broken Anvil Miniatures. So, you know, I don't know if there's a comeback story involved, but they are still sort of functioning as a business. So, hey, we'll see how it goes. We're all rooting for them and Rivenstone and all that. So we'll see how it goes.
As a backer, I definitely would like to see them succeed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, I made an order on Black Friday just to participate so that I had a little bit on the line also, a little bit of investment in this company's success. And I got my purchase, so that's cool. I got some mouse folk, some frog folk, and some dwarves. And they're all cast with Siocast. And so another good sample of that stuff for me to get into. I've seen some people posting. I've seen like a lot of negativity towards Siocast, and so I do want to spend some more time looking at more minis from more manufacturers. I made that one video about the Siocast instrument that we saw at Adepticon a couple of years back, and kind of showed that small scale plastic injection molding process. And I've gotten like a few emails and comments in the last year or so. They're like, "Huh, what do you think of it now?" I'm like, What? Really? You've actually, somebody's emailed you, been like, "You, sir, need to take a look." Like, why? Yes,
I mean, the models are still the same, right?
Yeah,
like,
what
you
do I
still
think
have
of it now?
them.
I think it the same as I did last year. It's a small scale injection molding process, and it kind of stinks that you can't use plastic glue on it and you have to use super glue, and it's slightly harder to clean up, but like crisp details, reasonably durable, an alternative to metal and resin casting for small companies. So that's just what I think about it. But I think when we first looked at it, when we did that video about the Duncan Rhodes paints, we had a couple of sample models from, I want to say, Titan Forge.
Yes, it was. For the Bloodlines, or the Bloodfield.
Bloodfields. Yeah.
Bloodfields,
And so we had a couple of Siocast minis cast from the original soft Cio-Res.
Yeah, the original stuff.
Yeah, the original, the soft Cio-Res was really hard to clean up the mold lines because you couldn't scrape, because the plastic wasn't hard enough to like scrape the mold lines. You had to very carefully slice them. It didn't work so good. And so it's possible that some of the negativity is just people still like experiencing the first plastic. As all these little manufacturers are figuring out how to use it, I mean, it could just be that there are some bad casts out there. I don't know.
It depends, because it's a lot of the casting is done by the people who are the ones producing the models. They buy the machines because they're relatively inexpensive for like an industrial injection molding machine, especially compared to the metal ones. The hip stuff. So they're learning. They either fly out to like the Netherlands to meet with a guy.
Spain.
It depends, right? It depends. Yeah.
There is a guy in Northern Europe also. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's one of the big ones, or they'll send somebody out, or you go to Spain, whatever. Either way, it's a whole process, and they teach you how to make the molds, how to do all of this stuff, because that's a big part of it. It's like once you make the molds, then you can injection mold the mold and get the minis, right? So like it's a whole process, and I'm sure I don't know that I would be able to do it, even with like a couple days of somebody being like, you shove it in here, you put this stuff and you do the thing. I'm sure I'm gonna screw that up.
I bet you'd be able to get some decent results, and I bet from time to time like something would jam, or you'd need to like tune a part or something. It would be frustrating, but
exactly.
So anyway, Siocast is still around. More companies seem to be using it, I kind of just wanted to revisit it and get a larger sample size to see Yeah, see if there really is anything to be concerned about there. I don't think there is. I think it's,
I honestly, I doubt. No,
But-
I think it's a great, it's a good step forward, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're getting high quality, inexpensive models, and that's always been the goal, right? Like, we want better looking models, and we don't want to be paying, frankly, GW prices for them, like for pieces of plastic. So, yeah.
Yep. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Do you wanna take a topic here? I got my mail delivery. We kick that off right. We're getting some Siocast.
Yeah. Mailed her. I've got a bunch of stuff on my desk because I've gotten many things in the mail recently. I've been buying some Parabellum Conquest minis, which I'm pretty excited about these like big canophores, which are these really cool like that plastic in the box sound, you know. It's like a dual kit, and there's weird statue things that are like busted up, and there's like goo holding them together. They look really cool. They got different weapons, so yeah, got some of those for a diorama that I'm working on.
Get that diorama.
Yeah, diorama for the Resin Beast at Adepticon.
Ooh.
And I also got me a Dark Cenotaph, which I was excited about. What are you doing?
Cat just fell off the table and was like holding on like pull up style like to the front.
Hang in there, kitty. Hang in there. You see what I'm saying? The people want the cats, and you're like, I put them in the other room. It's like, no, this is why. You got just keep them. We need the cat cam. I'm telling you.
I want to hear more about your diorama for
I know
Resin Beast.
my diorama. Yeah, so I've had this idea for a while. I was talking to somebody that works at Parabellum about it last year, and he recommended these canophores to me, which I thought was pretty cool. And then this Dark Cenotaph is actually a resin model, and I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. It's really nice. So I had this idea of like, because he's kind of like holding a big coffin on his back. It's like
That
this effigy to like soldiers that have fallen or something. I can't remember the story. I haven't read it in a minute, but having these like cool things kind of growing out the ground or out the back of it or something sounds pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know, just take a shot. I also had this really fun idea for bestiarium, not a diorama, but like a squad, like
Ooh.
which I suppose kind of could look like a diorama, but it depends on how you do it. I don't know yet how I'm gonna do it, but they're really cool models that are also going for Resin Beast. So you got like the 3 different companies: Creature Caster, Parabellum, and Bestiarium. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure I'm saying that right. But yeah, like I've been playing a lot of Blasphemous. It's like a Metroidvania style game. And I've never seen the Bestiarium models before, and then I was like, oh well, it's this other company that's for Resin Beast, so I should check it out. And it's like very inspired by Blasphemous and Dark Souls and Bloodborne and like all these dark fantasy horror style games. Are really cool models. So I bought a bunch of them, and I've printed them out, and they look awesome. So
yeah, I was flipping through the catalog of Bestiarium today. They've got chaos, undead, just weird, creepy, demonic warriors and stuff. And not exactly the Goobertown style, but there's definitely some fun minis. I could see you getting into it. And
oh yeah.
I was looking through it. I was also thinking like maybe some Idols of Torment. Get
a little bit, yeah.
Some of those would fit right into that world. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was looking through them, and I definitely got the vibe of Dark Souls, Elden Ring kind of stuff. And
yeah, for sure.
It's a look.
It definitely is, and I'm here for it. Definitely.
No, that's good to hear. I like the idea of just getting some more minis into the display case for Resin Beast. Yeah. Forcing them to buy bigger display cases the next time around. And
the more we put in, because it is free to register if you register before the event.
Right.
So if you do it now, it's free. If you don't and you wait, it's like $25.
Yeah.
So really just disincentivizing you from doing it at the event.
Well, I should register now because at the very least, I've slap chopped some Conquest minis.
Don't do that.
At the very least.
You're like, I just need to put something in the case. So actually, just grab your dinosaur.
Yeah, if I register, I mean, it's even worse than the shame. To me, it's worse than the shame of registering but not actually bringing a mini.
Okay, sure.
Because here the punishment is you register, and it's this slap chopped speed paint orc who's looking all nasty.
Just a little haggard, yeah.
I don't mind my slap chop minis, and kudos to you if you're slap chopping at home. I respect that, but I don't know. I feel if you're gonna put it into a competition at a major convention for our hobby. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you want it to at least be like you put some effort into it.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
It's embarrassing for me as a painter and offensive to everybody else who's in that display cabinet.
Yeah, that's fair. it comes across kind of dickish a little bit. You're just like, yep, that's right. Yeah, I don't need any of this.
So, look, I procrastinated too long. I was packing up the day before the convention. I didn't have an entry ready yet, so I grabbed my old Slappy and Choppy.
Yeah, exactly. You found a model at the convention, happened to be the right company, or you got the handout that they're like, here, try this is Conquest, and you're like, yes. Slap chop in the other room, throw it in the case. Yeah.
So I've got an idea rolling around in the back of my mind. I'm gonna keep it a secret, but the
secrets,
I'm thinking of entering under a pseudonym,
just for fun.
Kind of for fun. Also, like, I think
it might take away some expectations.
Yeah. I also think there's like a weird ethical component of like the very well-known names in competitions, and so
I could see that. Okay.
The biases in either direction that adds to the situation, and so I think it'd be kind of funny if I get my pseudonym, get a different pen name going for.
I mean, I'd hate to ask you what it is, simply because that would defeat the purpose, but do you have any ideas?
I absolutely know what my pseudonym is.
Okay, you do.
Yeah. I absolutely know what it is. And I will reveal it unto the Paint Bravely listeners, and I don't know, early April, I guess. I was
going to say, like, when it's nobody could actually do anything about it, or it wouldn't matter at that point. Yeah.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
I'll get to the web form and see if I'm even able to commit that minor fraud or not. Yeah.
Well, so when you fill out the web form, you pay $0, right? Yep. And then they send you an email with the form. I actually haven't gotten mine. I need to check in on that.
All right.
I should have by now. It's a little weird. I don't know. My name's in the thing, so whatever. But yeah, I know you can enter under a pseudonym. It does say that in the rules. Yeah. I am curious.
I don't know. That just seems lower stress for absolutely everybody. Like, I feel like it does. I don't know. Like if you're one of the judges and you look at because I think the names are actually on the minis or I think they weren't they? Maybe they weren't. I
don't know, actually.
I thought there might have been little placards. I couldn't remember. Maybe not.
I suppose it depends. I mean, okay, the way that I'm thinking about it is that like Sam Lenz won in the large category last year, and one of the judges is Vince Venturella.
Sure.
Now, in no way would I ever think that Vince would be biased toward anyone, because that's just not his personality. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like in a competition setting like that. So not that that's even an issue, but like
it's a small enough community that it's impossible to avoid those entanglements, and the judges are going to have to consciously separate themselves anyway. And even if Sam was super secretive, I'm sure Vince would take one look at the mini and know who painted it. Exactly. But,
and you do, if you see it, it's like, oh, well, Sam painted that model, right? So like, there's no way he didn't know. I don't know. I don't know if he would necessarily be a connoisseur of Goobertown painting style, but He might.
Yeah.
He might know.
I just think putting a funny pseudonym in there makes it
That's
easier
true.
for everybody. Just
You're like,
not even an issue then. Not even an issue.
Yeah. Brent entered into a fantastic name. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, so you got plans for Resin Beast. That's good.
Yeah, we said we were going to do it last year. We talked about it, and I committed to at least buying models, and
Well,
yeah,
you bought them.
I did. I bought them. Also, you own the only Conquest model that I've ever actually physically put a paintbrush on. So
thank you.
I can't actually do anything with that.
I'll bring that if you need, or maybe that's my
There
entry.
There you go. Under a pseudonym,
I'll enter it as under eBay Casey. Yeah,
that would be great.
That's my pseudonym.
Would be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, that looks super familiar. Yeah. I mean, hey, I did put some effort into that model, so
it looks good. It does. Yeah. It does. It does.
Yeah. So I've been working on that stuff mostly. I think I even mentioned it a time or two ago. The Dark Black Templar model that I've been working on. It's kind of got all these different things because I'm not going for like maximum effort in like one thing, because that I feel like just leads to disappointment. I want to like do a pretty good job in a few different areas and see where I can push certain aspects of like painting, right? If it's like I want to build a nicer looking scene for a model, like maybe that's what I'm going to focus on for my diorama. And the squad, like how cohesive can I get a singular squad of like 5 guys or something, even if it's simple, like how much can I match those transitions and colors and all those kinds of things. So it's individually focusing on things and then asking for feedback on those things specifically to see like, hey, this is what you could be doing to make that easier for you. Like I feel like that's a decent goal.
Yeah, I respect that. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
That'll be good. And I've already seen one of those minis at like partway through, and it's on the right path. It's
on the right path. Yeah. Also have ulterior motives for entering some of these models that we'll talk about.
We'll get there.
In a few months. We'll get there. Not right now though. It's not pseudonym news.
Yeah, Casey and we've got secrets, and we'll let you in on many of our secrets one of these days, but not today. Not today. Let's see here. Oh, I put out a video on Relic Blade, and this is a video I've been wanting to do for like a year, and I could not think of a better title than just Relic Blade Makes Me Happy. And I knew that the YouTube algorithm would not like it, and the video got 20,000 views, which is in some ways is a lot, in some ways it's not as many as it could have been, but it was really cool to see a lot of existing Relic Blade fans out there. And this is a small game published by essentially one guy, Sean Sutter, and it was really cool to see so many people from that little community come together and be like, oh man, I love this game. This is what I've been painting. And then there's been other people that are like, oh, you finally convinced me to buy some Gilpins, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you had a good selection of models in that video.
I've bought pretty much all the minis.
Yeah.
I've painted maybe half of them so far, which isn't bad for us.
Pretty good.
Yeah. All things
and for one video too, I'm lucky if I finish one model. Come on.
Yeah. But I got to keep pushing. On that. But that's some minor news, but it was fun to finally put that out there. And, I decided not to go with the, is this game going to kill Games Workshop? Like, couldn't do it. Well,
you couldn't do it, huh?
Couldn't do it.
That's too bad.
No.
I mean, because the answer's clearly no, but
no, the 10 metal minis published every year by one guy shipping out of his garage. No, I don't think that's going to kill a GW. So it'd be a misleading title, I feel.
Yes. Coincidentally, the exact title I used for my Conquest video.
Yeah. But I actually really enjoyed making that video. I'm reasonably proud of it. So if anyone's listening to Paint Brave the podcast and they haven't watched my Relic Blade video, go check it out. It's kind of fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty colors, some funny little characters. Yeah.
It was good. I like them, and I think it's interesting. Like, I mean, we've been at this for a little while now, and I feel like, like your painting style has been a little bit in this kind of like cartoon comic type style, like, bold colors and strong lines, and especially doing, not using the washes, right? Yeah. And really getting to those like hard line shadows and stuff, and like the Relic Blade models are like really good for that.
They are.
And they look all colorful and fancy and
Yep.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit silly, really cartoony, not a ton of details, so there's room for that kind of painting. Yep. So been having fun with that. I've gotten, I don't know, like 4 or 5 little teams of Relic Blade all done, and I don't want to say I'm burned out, but I've been switching to other things recently, and that makes me feel good. I got my pirate ships here.
You want to talk pirate ships?
Yeah. We ready to talk pirates?
I mean, is there a bad time to talk about pirate ships?
Yeah, as one project you're ready to leave aside for a little while, you got to figure out what's next. Mm-hmm, and I was looking around my studio at the piles and piles of incomplete projects, unstarted projects, lingering projects, and then I saw my Blood and Plunder. I'm like, oh yeah, it's time. It's time to at least get a start on this before I abandon it again for another year.
Right? Yeah. I mean, if you get your ship done in time for Adepticon, you could play some Blood and Plunder while we're there.
Yeah. I feel like with the mast and the booms and the jibs, especially if I get this rigged up with some sails, this is not going to travel well. This is not like a suitcase kind of item.
Well, you could bring that and then talk to the rope guy, the rigging guy. You know what I mean? There were a couple people. That was their thing.
Yeah,
rigging up these ships. So I imagine they would have a good way.
I've been watching videos, and there was one lady who runs basically an Etsy store for the sails for these ships. Cool. Okay, so Blood and Plunder is a pirate game. They have several ships. They're very playable. Like, there's a fair bit of surface area on the deck of these ships, and you could fit like 20 minis on the decks pretty easily and play with them. Mm-hmm. And some of them are made out of resin. I've got the couple of sloops that are made out of plastic, polystyrene. Mm-hmm. And they come with masts and booms and spars, but they do not come with sails or rigging. They have little tie-down points for the rigging, but that's kind of like a good luck situation.
Yeah. Advanced players.
Yeah, so I've just started consuming social media content on figuring out how the heck people are dealing with this. And the company puts out patterns, like PDF paper patterns for like, okay, cut the sail in this shape. Mm-hmm. And so there are people that do it with paper, various types of paper, various types of cloth. I've seen some people that have made a model of like a furled sail and 3D printed it, so it's like a chunk of like kind of folded, tied down.
I like that
plastic cloth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching this video. There's this one lady, and I'm trying to remember her name. Her last name is Simon. I think it's like CMON, and so it's like Simon's Fantastic Sails or something like that. And so it's so close to like Siemens Fantastic Sails. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's actually their name. Okay, all right, cool. Because I thought it was like a marketing thing. Siemens Fantastic Sails.
That would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
But I could
definitely see that.
Yeah, just appears to be like a middle-aged lady who's very good with her sewing machine, and she's
that's a good idea.
Yeah, she's got these nice cloth sails, and she's, I don't know, doing the hems and making the battens and I don't know enough sailing words. Like I vaguely know how to sail, but like
stern.
I don't know all the sails and rigging terminology.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just really cool to see the completely new dimension to this hobby that's involved if you need to rig up a dang sailing ship. But I did a pretty good job at assembling all the plastic here. I know how to do that pretty dang good. I got my shaved all the mold lines, got it glued together pretty well. Accidentally forgot to glue one of the cannons inside the captain's cabin.
Oh yeah.
Had to rip off the door to the captain's cabin, and then I like
shove it in there.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I snaked some wire like through the ship.
You ran it
and
through
then like tied the wire down to my cannon, that like pulled it through into the captain's cabin.
That's perfect. Yeah.
And like tried to like squirt some super glue through the gun port.
Yep.
We got him.
I've done that so many times where like, well, I can't actually glue this down properly, so I'm gonna squirt glue all over this and just hope for the best. And like, if it doesn't move, you're like, that works. That's fine. We got him.
Yeah. But so the Blood and Plunder, I was just watching a video. I guess this has been around for 7 or 8 years, and it started with a Kickstarter. And there definitely is a solid little community of kind of the historical crowd.
Yeah.
Like it is grounded in history. Like the rule book has a whole segment on like, here's what happened in 1636 and here's what happened in 1641 and whatever.
Yeah.
And here were all the factions in the Caribbean at that time, and you can play as Native Americans or French or English or pirates, buccaneers, whatever.
Yeah, because you can be on land or at sea. So you can be shooting from land to ships and then board ships and all these things.
So good. It's so
lots of cool scenarios for sure.
So that's it's exciting. And the game started with metal minis for the pirates or for the sailors and stuff. And then they also had like resin cast ships, and we saw one of the frigates, the 6th rate frigates at Adepticon last year, and it is just a solid chunk of resin. Like I don't know how long it is, like 14 inches long, something like just a solid one piece resin of like, there's the hull of the ship that you can see above the water line. There it is.
Yeah, man, that I don't know if I could handle that, because it's gonna break. I'm gonna break it.
It seemed pretty solid.
It probably was. Yeah. You could probably hit a person with it, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, but they started with those smaller scale manufacturing processes of resin casting for the big ships, and then metal casting for the minis. And over the years, they now have some Siocast minis, but also they've been doing some plastic injection molding, and they've been hiring someone to do the injection molding. But they don't have a ton of kits, but they do have the sloop ship, and they have a sailor's box, and actually I've assembled their pirate's box. It's not, the sailors are all modular and make the sailor's arms however you want and look in whatever direction you want, but they have like a Pirates of Legend kind of box, which is like 10
got like Blackbeard and stuff.
That sort of stuff. Which was a
cool model, by the way.
Yeah, and that set of 10 like Pirates of Legend, they're all injection molded polystyrene, hard plastic pirates, but they are monopose, but they also are very nice and like pretty affordable. So I'm excited to paint those up. And the last little thing I wanted to say about Blood and Plunder and what's happened in the last couple of weeks is I did assemble and prime my ships, and just because I'm doing YouTube shenanigans, I went to a state park on the coast of Maine to get some footage of me priming the ships like at the seashore, and it was fun. Like it was pretty much freezing. It was like,
it looked so cold.
yeah, it was 32 degrees. It wasn't that bad.
It's very gray.
It was gray. It was cold. Like all the leaves that you could see are not there. They're bare trees in the shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found a place at the top of a hill so I could set up the tripods like a little bit above where I was standing. And then below me is just a sprawling expanse of ocean and like lighthouses and water crashing on the rocks and everything. Yeah. And then, out of frame are the passerbys who are just like trying to figure out what I was doing at the state park with like tripods.
Derby sailor hat on, a boat.
Yep, I got a sailor hat on and everything. Yeah.
So good. I really hope you got footage of that. Just kind of scoot the camera over a little so we can see.
I did not. I did not get any passerbys in the shots, unfortunately, because like there's one lady with a dog who's like, "What are you doing?" And like,
no,
that's what I'm doing. And like, I was like leaving the park with like 3 tripods under my arm. Like in one hand, I'm carrying a tray with 2 big pirate boats in it.
Oh my gosh.
And there's like walk right by this like pretty lady, like, "My lady," like, yeah.
Oh no.
But that was good. And then the shots turned out well. They posted them on Instagram. They're funny. They're silly. They're stupid.
Are funny.
But
yeah, they're good.
Yeah, Prime outdoors. It was a cold day, and actually the Prime job turned out really good. It's just a reminder that like if you keep the paint warm, if you keep the models reasonably warm, and you don't super saturate things, like you're gonna be fine. The problem with cold days is when all the liquid paint sits on the plastic. And the solvent has time to start eating away at it. And as long as that doesn't happen, you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's super cold where I am right now, and I primed a whole bunch of models with spray paint like a couple days ago. Yeah. Work great. Just bring them inside. Cans inside, models inside.
Or put them back in your car and then drive around town. I cracked a window. Like, don't at me. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I let the ships dry in my car as I was driving around.
At least you weren't driving around with a respirator on in your car.
Well, that's the alternative, and I wasn't going to do that.
So. Right, exactly. You're like, it's fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I'd rather like if I'm speeding or whatever. You speed home so that you don't have to sit in that fumey car for too long. And if you get caught by the police as you're speeding home and you roll down the window, you're like, "Oh, what is that smell?"
Yeah.
And then you see if they play Blood and Plunder.
Well, I got my boats in the back. Came from the seashore. Just needed to prime some boats.
No, I've got my receipts for these boats. Like
yeah. Oh, that's Blood and Plunder.
This one has the extra spars on the top mast. That's going to be the Balindra rig sloop.
Yeah, exactly. The guy's going to be an expert.
Here's my Bermuda rig sloop.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you got your sloops painted up. The hat better make a comeback, too. You kind of have to wear the hat the whole time. I mean,
yeah, well, you can do that.
Yeah. You kind of have to. Or, better yet, you should get in a sailing boat and paint a sailing boat on a sailing boat while sailing.
It's very cold out.
Not now. Give it a minute. Or take a trip.
I'm not going to give it 5 months. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It depends on your standard schedule between videos. Currently, less than 5 months is good. That's good.
That's fair. Yeah, we, you and I at Adepticon 2023, so March 2023, we were wandering around and we ran into, I think his name is Mike, the guy who founded the Firelock Studios and Blood and Plunder. And,
yeah. I don't remember if his name is Mike, but yes.
Yeah, and so we looked at all the wares and we got excited. And when I got home, I ordered up my 2-player starter set, and been slowly chipping away at it. And I'll let you know when I got all my pirates painted. All right.
Yeah.
So
I've read the book. Like I went through the book. It's a good sized rule book with lots of good pictures and history and stuff. So definitely came home with that. Haven't gotten the boats yet though.
Yeah. But I mean, Pirates is such a nice in between of historicals and fantasy.
Yeah, right. Because stories aren't necessarily true.
Yeah, there's so many more pirates in popular culture than there are Napoleonic line soldiers, right? Like there's so many more fantastical and fun depictions of pirates compared to the 10th Royal Grenadiers from France, 1810, whatever.
Very specific. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely seems like you can learn some stuff and have a good time.
Yeah, and it's still like, I'm coming for you. Ramming speed.
Ramming speed.
Blackbeard fires both pistols. Like,
yeah. From the front of the ship, he's just leaning over. Yeah. I see how we can do this. This is good.
And this is I mentioned it before, but this is one of the few games I've seen that uses 20 millimeter round bases.
Yeah, right.
And the reason they do that is because you can get more minis on a boat. And always thinking of YouTube titles when this comes out. It might be called "How Many Pirates Can I Put on My Pirate Boat?" And people will be like, "Wow, like I see that thumbnail. There's a lot of pirates on that pirate boat. How do you get that many on there?"
On the sloop, right? You can fit like 25.
Something like that.
I think that's what he said. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. 25 models.
Yeah.
On that boat.
As a playable vehicle, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Your load of people that you're actually physically moving is the amount of models you have on. It's not like, awesome. I have this tank and I loaded this squad into this tank and then you put them off the side of the table. No, it's like I put 25 guys.
Is that Rhino empty, or you still got some soldiers in there? Like, well, where are they all? There's Blackbeard.
Let me open the little door on the back. I put one inside for fun.
There's Anne Bonny right there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's like you can like put a plank out and unload them onto land as if they were real.
Yeah.
It's as real as it gets.
I guess the only other thing that was even remotely close was back in 3rd edition 40K. I had my Dark Eldar Raiders, and they actually had the sideboards on the model where the warriors were supposed to stand. And I have done the magnetization, and I can get 6 warriors on the sideboards of those Raiders.
Just 6, that's it?
Yeah. They're supposed to carry 10 or like maybe 11 if you have a character. I think they might be able to do. But 6 is not a good squad size. It's just not. But I did paint up 6 warriors in midnight blue because I wanted them to jive with my Raider. So
I mean, it makes sense, and of course I would have done the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And it is satisfying to be like, oh yeah, there's troops in that vehicle. There they are.
Yeah. Now the closest I ever got to doing that is I remember in White Dwarf a long time ago. The Eldar have the wave serpents, which are just their tanks with like parts removed. Yeah. But you could put guys in there as a transport, and they had in White Dwarf like a paper version that you could make. And I remember trying so hard to make this like stupid paper wave serpent and make it a thing. I never ended up doing anything with it, but I wanted to like put dudes in it, and it's like, well, you can't put them on the actual tank. So yeah, maybe if I do this paper one, I can kind of figure something out. I was too young and not skilled enough to make that work, but I always wanted to. That actually might make a good video.
There you go. Yeah, if you could still find that pattern, that'd be pretty cool.
It's got to be out there somewhere.
Yeah. The internet these days.
Yeah. I mean, we did the speeders with deodorant sticks. I have to imagine that wave serpent's out there somewhere. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, it would be good. This time around with the motivation of of thousands of fans who will ridicule you if you fail yet again.
Yes, exactly. It's avoiding the constant ridicule and finger pointing.
I
It's my
believe in
only
you, Casey.
motivation. I know. Oh, man. Yeah.
What else you been up to?
So I've been using these fancy pants glasses lately. I don't think you've seen my fancy pants glasses.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm seeing 2 magnifying glasses attached to your, or it's like a little set of binoculars almost attached to the front of those glasses. Oh, they flip up and down,
Oh,
just like
yeah.
night vision goggles. That's sweet.
Basically, they look like night vision goggles, and they're the sweet, like, dad bro sunglass look, but they're clear. So they're like safety goggles.
Yeah, they're safety glasses with some sweet binocular magnifying glasses attached to the front, and they flip down like sweet night vision glasses like you're in Delta Force or the Navy SEALs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're dental loops. So there's actually a light that attaches to the top of that, and it's connected to a battery pack it's for dentists to clean teeth. It's the same ones that they wear when they're up in your business, in your mouth. So my brother-in-law is a dental student, and he got a new pair when he went to school out, back east or whatever. And he gave me these. He's like, these probably work really well for painting minis. And yeah, they do. Like, I actually finally like busted them out. I've had them for a while and I haven't really tried them. Like, I kind of did. Wasn't sure what to think about it. But then I was like, well, I'm painting this, these competition models. I'm like, I want to see more. I want to get in there and see if this makes a difference. And like, man, these things get way up in there. Ooh. Like I'm painting stuff thinking like, man, this looks so good. This is way better. And I'm like, it's working out, and it's like you're looking at it through these huge binoculars. Like it's magnified enough that when I pull the model away and look at it normally, it's like I can barely even see what I just did. Like it's the weird like scale difference that I wasn't expecting. But they're really cool. They work. I don't know if like the magnifiers that people get off Amazon have the same amount of magnification, because these are kind of expensive. They're not like normal, but they're good.
I'm trying to remember who told me. Somebody said that like just a 2 times magnification, which is a fairly common size for like head mounted gear, is really, really useful. And I bet that dental magnification is like 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know.
It feels like a lot. Yeah, the tip of the brush looks pretty huge.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I can see a lot on the model, but yeah, it's a little weird because it removes kind of some context from the overall look of it. Like, you can really get in on one piece. Like, I was painting this little tiny shield, and there's like little letters on the shield, and there's all this stuff going on, and it's like up close, man, it's a masterpiece. And then you pull it back, you're like, oh, it's a blob. It's a blob of color. It's not good. Yeah. So it's a little weird.
Still a fun tool though. I like that.
It is fun.
Is it how heavy is it? Like if you flip up the magnifying bit, is the glasses kind of heavy on your head, or
it's not as bad as I would think. Like obviously these are glass. So like there's some heft to them, but I mean when they're sitting on your face, I have 2 pairs of glasses on now. It's not bad. It's not like I'm feeling like I'm getting pulled forward or something.
All right.
And when I'm painting with it, I'm just sitting there kind of looking, it's not bad.
Okay.
Like I did sit probably like, I mean, on camera, I only sat for maybe 30 seconds just to get a shot. And then, any other time I'm not looking, it's like I filmed for 10, 12 hours, I think, with them on. But it was fine. It wasn't bad at all. Yeah. I did take off the light though. The light with the cord that did, because especially when I was filming it, it's like now there's this bright like white light in a very small area, which I could understand works really well for like cleaning plaque off teeth, not so much for painting. So yeah, I had to kind of get rid of that and just use my like overhead light, which was fine. But
all right.
Yeah, so definitely recommend if you can get them for a good price.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I looked up dental loops after, and now I'm just getting constant ads on every platform for dental loops. So I'm sure that's a thing that like, oh, new dentist, eh? Here you go. Let's get you in the ecosystem, and you buy all these fancy stuff, the things that you need. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like the idea of just wearing safety goggles while you're hobbying anyway. Like I've heard the horror stories of like the tip of your X-Acto blade like snapping off and going into your eye and stuff like that. And I don't know, like if that has the added bonus of just getting in the habit of wearing safety goggles while you're hobbying. I mean, this is all super low percentage chance of anything happening. But when I was a chemist, like you got in the habit of you are always wearing safety glasses. Yeah. And to the point where there was a while when I was just like cooking bacon or something where I'd be like, I gotta get my glasses on. Like
I'm cooking this up. I don't want to get splashed.
But there definitely are a few moments where something flies up and hits you in the face. And you're like, oh, I'm glad that wasn't an inch to the left or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely had, because I usually like I have sunglasses, almost pretty much all the time. I got a comment today of somebody like, what the hell's with the sunglasses inside all the time? And it's like, you don't have sun where you live? Okay. Just pissed me off, that's all.
You just on the top of your head, you mean?
Yeah, like so what? Like I got them because I like my office is out. It's not near my house. Like I mean it is, but I gotta walk outside. It's sunny outside.
Yeah.
Protect. That's what you gotta do. No, it's just a habit, right? But like I've definitely used them while I'll grab my Dremel out or something, and I'm buffing up a pewter model, right, or a metal model. Trying to get super glue off or trying to get some paint off or something, and I've definitely been hit in the face, and I'll just like flip them down. It's good to go. So yeah, that's actually not terrible to just have them. I don't know that I'd wear them normally. Safety goggles.
No, it's a hard habit to get into.
Yeah,
I remember. I want to say it was like elementary school that we had a guest speaker come in and talk about eye safety.
And he's
and
like,
basically her whole job. No, she had both eyes as far as I know. Like it wasn't somebody with like
she just a half melted face. So, like I get it. Wearing safety goggles, I got you.
It wasn't like a cautionary tale, but bacon. It was just like a lady who was a health instructor who was talking about all the situations where you're supposed to wear safety goggles, and she's like. And I think the cutoff was if you go to a school dance, you do not need safety goggles. But if you go for a run outside, you do need safety goggles.
And she was being serious, or?
Yeah, she was being serious. I was like,
oh no.
You get some more credibility if you just switch that line a little bit. Like
yeah, for real. Like if you're in a
playing
lab
soccer,
with
you
chemicals.
definitely want safety goggles. I mean, like,
some people
there's a percentage chance there. That's not a terrible idea, but.
Well,
if you want that credibility, you just got to be like, look, anytime you turn on a Dremel, definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. you're doing something that material is flying.
Yeah. It's the war on drugs teaches you that they're not serious people. The following things are bad for you, and it's like, no, okay, you're not being serious. Okay, I got it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are times when you do want to wear safety goggles. So.
I did, in fact, the other day notice that my relatively new X-Acto blade is missing a larger than normal piece of the tip. I don't know where it went.
Whew.
And I was cleaning models the other day, like a bunch of them. So I have no idea. And it's just not there anymore.
Yeah. Actually, I need to paint these pirate ships soon, and these masts are gonna get me. It's like I really
you're gonna stab yourself 100%. Yeah. Oh God, I hate that, man. I hate like picking up a model and being like, I really like this model. I'm gonna paint it, and then just knowing that you're gonna stab yourself. Like it happens on like like Chaos axes every time. Like just the tips, because they have the little spike at the tip, and I'll like turn it around, put my thumb on it, and then it just inevitably pokes through. stupid. It's so stupid. Spikes on most like corn models actually. Just will do it eventually. I stabbed myself on a Morningstar mace not too long ago. That was a good one. Yeah.
All right.
But mass of a ship, that's new.
Yeah, I did watch a video that's like, no, do not permanently attach those. So I actually have not glued them in solid yet, or at least one of them I haven't glued in solid, so that less likely to poke myself as I'm keep, like turning it around and around and around as I'm painting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we shall see.
Usually, I mean, it just kind of happens.
Yeah,
right?
well,
like it's just going to happen.
Always wear your safety goggles while you're painting your blood and plunder swoops.
Oh, you're painting them, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Not
mean,
at the game. What are you, a nerd?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. It depends, right? Like you could.
Although you should be wearing one eye patch while you're playing Blood and Plunder.
Exactly. So, if you're gonna do it,
at least you're not
protect
lose
one.
Both of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
You keep your good eye under the eye patch.
Yeah. Don't show them all your cards. If you're really doing bad, just swap that eye patch to the other side real quick. But you didn't know I was right-eyed.
Aha.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right.
Yeah. So you got your Idols of Torment in the mail?
Yeah. I had ordered some of Idols of Torment, but then Jeremy just upped my order and sent me all of it. So I got a battle mat, and I've got another copy of the plastic minis, and I've got rule book and my Idols of Torment card deck and everything. So
very cool.
We'll see what I can get up to with that.
Yeah, well, I figure. I mean, we're gonna see him in a few months. He needs to teach us how to play.
Yes.
Because like I bought into the Kickstarter. I have the stuff. I got the bag. I got the cards. Like I'm probably not going to play it unless he teaches me how to play it.
Well, any of these smaller games, it's like you gotta get the core group. You gotta get a couple people willing to play in your area, and at least one of them needs to be into it hard enough to know how to play and to want to teach you. So that's always the hurdle with these small games. So.
Yeah, mostly I'm putting it on him so that we just get to learn to play from the person who made the game, because that's just going to make it a better experience. I'm sure
he has made the video of exactly this topic.
Yeah,
and it's look, I can't be bothered to watch your 20-minute very instructive video on how to play this game. Like, just say it again. Can you say it again, please?
Yeah, it's 100% exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to turn on my phone right now, Jeremy. Just tell me how to play this.
It's exactly how I feel. That's just what it is. Yeah.
So we got that. Little quick update, because I did promise to let you know. A few months ago, I said I was playing hardcore World of Warcraft.
Yes.
And I had a level 12 and I had a level 14. And the very next time, I want to say there was a Susan.
Okay.
I actually can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because the very next time I played after we recorded that, my level 14 died. Defias Trapper and a Defias Pillager or something like that. Defias Looter and Defias Trapper, whatever.
Like on the beach,
they trapped me and they pillaged me. I gotta tell you. What a bummer. Did not survive Westfall, so my level 14 done. And then I haven't had the guts to risk my level 12, so I just unsubscribed again.
You're like, I don't want to risk it. Unsubscribe.
Yeah, this guy's got like level 100 fishing. Like, I can't risk him. You can't.
Oh my god. You're like, I just don't go out. I just stay in one spot.
Yeah, he lives in the inn and will forevermore. Yeah.
Yes, just like everyone else in a world like that. Just would. Like, I'm not going out there. Yeah, so I'll fish.
I promised to let you all know, but I managed to unsubscribe one day before I got rebilled, so all is right in the world. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Man. The days of WoW, man. I can't tell you how many times I've had to call Blizzard and go through like send your ID in, send your this, verify your. Oh my god! Seriously.
Really?
Oh yeah. This is like from a long time ago.
Huh.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't been subscribed for a long time, but yeah, man, like a lot of like recovering the account and being like, oh yeah, all the stuff, the months and months and months of things, and then being like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that again. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to go back every once in a while and just the tactile experience of just running around and hitting the space bar and jumping around and stuff like that. That is solidly implanted in my brain, and it's fun to revisit that every once in a while. But I've got stuff to do. I've got other stuff to do, and I can't stand the emotional torment of
of losing a
level 14 paladin dying. Yeah,
a paladin too, and you died. Come on now,
it's pretty embarrassing. Yeah,
that is embarrassing. You're like, I can hurt things and heal myself and get away and
yeah, but like two equal level monsters in vanilla World of Warcraft are no joke. Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember those days.
So I was too confident. They got me. That's all right. Man, I'll let you know if I ever resubscribe.
Yeah, all right. How about this? If maybe a year from now, I don't know. Maybe we'll just throw it out there sometime. Maybe what we should do is we should start a guild of just hardcore only.
Hardcore only.
You can do that.
We can start a
and we all play.
We can start a Paint Bravely guild of World of Warcraft, but we just would never paint anything again.
Well, no. If you die, right?
I don't have
then
time
you're out of the guild
leader.
No, you're out of the guild if you die. That's what it is. Last man standing. Yeah, you take over. We'll do it again in a year. See how long it goes.
Well, the guild leader just rage quit the game after 3 days.
Exactly. See, it wouldn't take long. It's not like it's a huge time investment. That's what I'm talking about. We just get it over with. We hit that first dungeon, see what happens.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Someday.
All right, I got one more quick little update here. Nice. A CBC reporter contacted me to do a little puff piece about paint names. So that's Canadian Broadcasting
Corporation,
possibly. And the reporter's name is Jonathan Orr, and apparently Pantone just released their paint name of the year, and it's like Peach Fuzz or something. And then there was a whole article with multiple paragraphs about how the color Peach Fuzz is warm and comforting in uncertain times, and it reminds us of our humanity and connects us with compassion and empathy and the warmth of the color. And I
love people with like a writing degree who really need to get paid.
Yeah. All right, like let's go. But so Jonathan Orr is ORE is also a gamer and a painter, and he was like, hey, here's an excuse to write my paint article. And so
paint names are stupid.
Yeah. So I think that article is actually coming out like tomorrow from the time we're recording. Nice. So it should be out by the time people are listening to this.
That would be yesterday as this comes out. So
yeah. So we've apparently Ninjon, Louise Sugden, and me, and also Adam from the Army Painter all got a quick little interview for this. I mean, I think it's a relatively short article, just a little puff piece, but
highlighting the hobby. Yeah,
I was complaining about paint names and just be like, just name it what it is, like jade, bright jade, dark jade. Come on, like, and of course that wasn't quite the answer I don't think they were looking for, but I was like, okay. I also like chainmail. Chainmail's a nice name, tells you what's going on. It's kind of fun. Like,
you want the color, the essence of the pigment to evoke an emotion, an emotional response. When I see chainmail, I think of the battle. I think of the clanking. I see the reflection of my eyes in the metal.
I mean, we could write paragraphs. We could do it. Just
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend anyone read them. Yeah.
No, that's the thing though. It's like it's great, Pantone. I'm glad you had your people do a write up on your award-winning color, like whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
Stupid Pantone. I hate it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Like, I got into the hobby in 1999, maybe, and that was the hexagon Citadel paints with the black caps. And at that point, it was that, and then Vallejo model color came out. So there was definitely a set of names that I knew.
Yeah, for sure.
From Citadel. And then Vallejo Game Color used very close, like, knockoff names.
Yeah.
That was how they enabled it. Like, there's just like a medium warm brown called Bestial Brown from Citadel. And the Vallejo name was Beastie Brown.
Beastie Brown, yeah.
And then it was like they both just had straight Goblin Green. It was Goblin Green and Goblin Green. And I think the farthest away was, Lich Purple from Citadel. In Vallejo, it was Hex Lichen.
Yeah.
And so they kept the Lich word, but just like...
Yeah. Lichen.
Put it in a completely different context.
Okay.
But, yeah.
It's a hex one, though.
But like every other name was so close. But anyway, like there was a set of stupid gamer nerd paint names, and we knew them.
It's a weird thing.
But then Army Painter came out, and they went a little bit farther away with their knockoff names. So, it was Dark Angels Green from Citadel. It was Dark Green from Vallejo, and it was Angels Green from Army Painter. And at that point, you're like, angels aren't green. They're
right.
Like in Magic the Gathering,
you're really
it's a
getting
white
away
creature type,
from it.
maybe white red. Like it's angels are not green. What are you talking about? And since then, there have just been so many paint lines, and so many of them are just naming stupid fantasy stuff. And DACA.com.net, whatever, has this huge spreadsheet of conversions. It's actually a very useful document. Yeah, the DACA conversion sheet for paint color names. But if you just go across on like pick a hue and just you go across the columns, and there's so many stupid names. Yeah. Blood red, dragon red, vermilion. It's just too much. It's too much. And so. Yeah, on the interview, I was just complaining about that, and then we did talk about Army Painter putting the subtitle of like, okay, but here's actually what the color is. I do enjoy that, yeah. And I think I'm really happy they did that, and I was giving him a little bit of crap on Gilly Do.
That's a fair one to be annoyed at. I don't even pick it up because I'm just like I don't know. It's some kind of green. It's like but is it yellow? I don't know.
It's a bright yellow green. It does say that on there. But Adam from the Army Painter was the one who made that name, and he was actually really excited about. There's something about like Scottish folklore, like a gilly is like some sort of a kobold creature. I don't know. Well, like correct us in the comments.
Gillyweed from like Harry Potter type thing.
Yeah, is Gilly a kobold? You let us know in the comments. But yeah, some sort of folklore. Scottish maybe, something, I don't know,
something up there.
Yeah, and apparently that's what it was from. But when I see the word Gilly, I think of a ghillie suit, and the color of Gilly Dew is the color of Mountain Dew, and so
well, at least it has dew in it.
Yeah, so there's that. So
now you got me to 100%. I will remember that from now on.
Gilly Dew, Dew. Just think Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Are you talking about the speed paint?
Yes, it's a speed paint.
Okay.
I think that's the first and currently only line of paint that has the descriptive names on it.
That makes sense
from the Army Painter, and I hope that does become standardized. But the reporter from the CBC was talking to me about names, and I was giving Gilly Do some crap, and I was like, look, I know the guy who came up with this name. You should probably go get the other side of this story.
It's hard hitting now. He's
Like
calling Adam
he
up.
can give you the 3 paragraphs on why Peach Fuzz and Gilly Doo are both fantastic names. But
Yeah.
hey, Adam, how's it going?
Right. It's fine. It's not.
All in good fun. All in good fun.
Oh man, I do remember though, like when I first got into painting and they had the names of the paints and stuff. It was like, oh man, this is pretty fancy. You know, I remember feeling like, yeah, I knew the paint names and what they were, and it was I don't know, it kind of brought you in a little bit further. Now it's
true.
more of an annoyance because it's like a means to an end. Like I want color, just tell me what the color is so I can grab it.
Yeah.
But at the time, for sure, I thought it was pretty fancy.
Yeah. So like right now, we're sitting at our painting desk, we're painting a model, and if we're going to sit at our painting desk for 2.5 hours, we might use 10 or 15 different colors of paint, and we don't want to be like, what the heck is this? Like a sorcerer's cloak. Like, dang it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I do remember the experience of picking up the very first models as like a new hobbyist who, you know, a lot of times we're talking about gamers who are not artistic people who are coming to the hobby from the gaming side. You pick up your first models and then you're like, all right, we guess we got to go over to the paint rack here in the store. And sometimes the names do help. The name Chainmail, Elf Flesh. I mean, the racism of the naming conventions for skin is a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing.
But like if you have an elf model, you go up to the paint rack. I got chainmail, I got elf flesh, I got something called snakebite leather. Like you can pretty quickly put together like, okay, these are probably the paints I need.
Yeah. Things like snakebite leather I like because it is reminiscent of like beaten up, like snake boot wearing leather guy. You know what I mean? Like it does have a feel to it. That's not all paint names though, for sure.
We actually did talk about snakebite leather in the CBC interview. I don't know if it made the article or not, but yeah, I think that's pretty good. It has several connotations. There is the actual orc tribe, the snakebite tribe or whatever that it's referring to. But if you don't know about that, they're like, I don't know, this goes on boots, somebody tromping through the marshes, and gotta look out for them snakes. Yeah, exactly. Gotta have them thick leather boots on.
Yeah. You just get some real hardcore, snake boots, sure. Yeah. Like I live in Nevada. We have rattlesnakes. I've always had to it's one of those things that you have to be aware of if you go outside anywhere. So yeah, like I get it. I get it. I've walked out my front door and been like, nope, shouldn't walk out my front door. There's a rattlesnake right there. Yeah. So yeah, I get it.
Well, no, it is an interesting topic of when do the names add flavor to what it is that you're doing, when are they both useful and add some character to things, and when is it just like you got to look at a dang conversion chart to figure stuff out. And I think that was one of our criticisms of like the Too Thin Coats line. Some good paints, but it's just like
it just gets
the 10th paint line
itself,
with like made up fantasy words that we have to translate. Yeah.
Well, and the fact that they even, which was nice of them, but they did include a conversion chart.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's like, it's nice. At the same time, this could have been avoided, right? Like it just could have been. And I get, there's a lot of nuance in there. There's a lot of reasons that they're doing that thing, legal reasons. At the same time, the word blue is not a trademarkable, copyrightable word.
Right.
Dark blue.
Yep. That's, one of the things I like about Pro Acryl Monument Hobbies is medium neutral gray, medium warm gray. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No,
sometimes their color names are not quite right. Like olive skin is like, looks like olive oil from Popeye, like this very, very light colored skin, but whatever. Yeah. Most of their names are very good, and jade, dark jade, bright jade. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say you probably can't win them all, but yeah, as long as it's pretty close most of the time.
They're winning a lot of them. They're winning a lot of them. Whereas, you go to similar from Citadel, and it's Incubi Darkness, and Sybarite Green, and Cabalite Green. Yeah. Which, like,
what order does that
make?
At least
really
Darkness
into
is
the
in one of
world,
them.
you understand that they're related to each other. But, yeah.
It's
and those
funny.
are good paints. Like, I like them. But.
I didn't realize for a while that Incubi Darkness was like, oh no, this is like a dark Eldar color.
Yeah.
I know what they are. I know what that is, and I still never, I don't know why. It's like it just never connected, and I really like that color. I use that color all the time. Even now, like if I run out of Incubi Darkness, I'm going to go buy another pot on purpose of Incubi Darkness. It is a good dark jade. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the paint name conversation is always a good one. I had fun with that, and I'm hoping that I don't come off like a moron in the published article. But
like, screw everybody. They're all suck.
Time will tell. Like,
we're gonna know yesterday.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, how bad was it?
All right, that's all I got for today. That's my updates.
Is that everything? I don't
we'll
think
save,
I really
we'll
have
save the
more.
rest for episode 100 of Paint Bravely the podcast.
That's true. That's coming up.
This is 99 according to my calculations. You just listened to the 99th episode of Paint Bravely the podcast. And
you are right. Although technically speaking, this is episode 90.
You had a misnumbering adventure
97.
in there somewhere, but
I fixed that. I fixed it. Yeah. No, we're technically at 97 because we've had 2 mainline Kobold talks.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yep.
So, I mean, it is what it is. Technically.
You're right. You're right.
But we're coming up on it, and honestly, I have no idea what we're going to do. Editor Matt, I was literally just talking to him about this right before I came out here to record. And he's like, well, I've been telling you for months. It's coming up.
Well, we've hit all kinds of anniversaries that we could have done something interesting for.
That's true.
1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 50 episodes, 69 episodes, 72.
I feel
96. Like there's a lot of fun numbers in there, but
yeah, no, that's true. There are
just
fun
a number.
numbers.
There's 101 Dalmatians. Maybe we do something fun on the 101st episode. Or maybe we use your little loophole there of counting the Kobold Talk episodes. We got a couple more weeks to figure this out.
Yeah. If you have any ideas or questions, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you again for joining us on another episode of Paint Bravely. If you enjoyed this podcast, please help us out by leaving us a review on iTunes, subscribing to the YouTube channel, and sharing this message with your hobby friends. And as always, we appreciate each and every one of you for listening, and we will talk to you next time.